of women at the workplace. In this video, we will learn about the strategies and important provisions for prevention of sexual harassment at the workplace under the POSH Act. We will also learn about the key individuals and institutions and their roles and responsibilities in the prohibitions and prevention of sexual harassment at the workplace. Sexual harassment at the workplace is the violation of women's right to a safe working environment. It discourages women's participation in work and adversely affects their mental, social, and economic development. The POSH Act has laid out rules and guidelines for setting up committees to ensure that women have a safe and respectful working environment. Let's look at a situation. Aditi works as a senior architect in a company owned by Mr. Rajan. She is part of the 5-member team led by Aryan. Aditi often receives appreciation for her creative ideas in group discussions and client meetings. Aryan has lately begun bullying Aditi by teasing her about her appearance. He changed her working timings and has also been spreading false rumors about her having a relationship with Mr. Rajan. All this has begun affecting Aditi's mental health, her work, and she has begun taking many days off. Upon being asked by a colleague, Aditi shared how she has been feeling harassed at work because of Aryan. The colleague advised that Aditi should bring this to the notice of the HR and Mr. Rajan. What should Mr. Rajan do in this situation? As an employer, what are his duties to prevent sexual harassment at the workplace? The POSH Act came into effect in 2013 after the judgment on the Vishaka and other versus State of Rajasthan. The Act provides for 2 kinds of complaint committees: Local Complaints Committee or LCC and Internal Complaints Committee or ICC. In both the committees, 50% or more members should be women. As per the POSH Act, every state and union territory government should notify a district officer. It is one of the key responsibilities of the district officer to formulate a local complaints committee in the district. The companies with fewer than 10 employees can approach the local complaints committee for redressal of sexual harassment complaints. The district officer should monitor timely submission of reports from the local complaints committee and also engage NGOs and other organizations in spreading awareness about sexual harassment at the workplace. It is mandatory for both public and private sector employers to formulate an internal complaints committee at every branch or office of the organization where the number of employees are more than 10. Failure to set up an ICC is a non-cognizable offense under the POSH Act. The POSH Act has outlined duties of employers to create awareness and prevent sexual harassment at the workplace. Key responsibilities of the employers include clearly displaying the penal consequences of sexual harassment at the workplace through posters, organizing workshops and trainings at regular intervals to sensitize employees with the provisions of the Act, empowering the Internal Complaints Committee to deal with complaints and conduct unbiased inquiry, providing support to the aggrieved woman in registering a sexual harassment complaint under Indian Penal Code if she wishes to do so, treating sexual harassment as a misconduct under the organization's services rules and initiating action for such misconduct, monitoring timely submission of reports by the Internal Complaints Committee. Apart from the employers, it is also the duty of the employees to ensure that they maintain decorum and a safe work environment. The employees must understand and follow the rules and POSH policy of the company. It is also important for the employees not to indulge in any misconduct like spreading rumors about a colleague or commenting on any colleague's personal aspects including their appearance, gender, color, or ethnicity. The employees should prohibit themselves from making any kind of sexual advances, requests, behavior, or actions. A happy workplace is formed when everyone follows a healthy code of conduct in the workplace and treat all their colleagues with respect. Before the Criminal Law Amendment Bill 2013, there was only one section under Indian Penal Code, that is Section 354, for filing criminal charges against sexual assault. It was defined as assault or use of criminal force on a woman with the intent to outrage her modesty. There was no provision of filing for criminal charges against sexual harassment. It was only after the Criminal Law Amendment Bill 2013 that Section 354 was subdivided to include 4 subsections, which were Section 354A, 354B, 354C, and 354D. This helped in defining and addressing sexual harassment as a criminal offense. Let's understand each of the subsections. Section 354A is charged if a man commits any type of sexual harassment towards a woman physically, verbally, or mentally. Section 354B is charged for assault or use of criminal force on a woman with an intent to disrobe her. Section 354C is charged for voyeurism, that is, if the man watches, clicks pictures of, or records a woman in a private act. For instance, secretly recording a woman changing clothes in the trial room of a shopping mall. Section 354D is charged for stalking, for instance, if the man follows a woman or attempts to contact electronic media to do the same. Apart from Section 354, a man can also be charged under IPC Section 509 for using any word, gesture, or act intended to insult the modesty of a woman. It also includes invading the privacy of a woman, for instance, sharing vulgar jokes, clicking random pictures of co-workers without asking them first, making fun of someone's disability, financial status, personal life choices, etc. Now that you know about the roles and duties of the employer and the employees, what do you think should Mr. Rajan do in Aditi's situation? What are his duties to prevent sexual harassment at the workplace? Mr. Rajan should console and assure Aditi that her complaint will be taken care of. He should confront Aryan about his behavior and warn him of the consequences if he continues it. Further, the POSH Act obligates Mr. Rajan to set up an internal complaints committee in his company. He should also take steps to create awareness for preventing sexual harassment at the workplace. If Aryan continues his behavior despite being warned, Aditi can raise a formal complaint with the Internal Complaints Committee or under IPC. Remember, the POSH Act 2013 empowers every woman to feel safe and protected at her workplace.